Okay, so welcome to today's Monday Mindset Call. It is the 31st of January, okay, 31st of January, 2022. It is your girl, Nikki Sutherland here, your money and mindset mentor and chairwoman. I'm excited to talk about this call today. It's one of my favorite topics, which is decision making, okay? That's the title of today's call, decision making. Now, why are we talking about decision making? Decision making is so important because where we currently are right now is based on the form of decisions that we've made. And before we kicked off this call, we listened to Kobe Bryant and some tips that he gave and some of his experience that he spoke about during his come up, as you call it, during his time in the game, and what he was able to achieve, but more importantly, the mindset that he had, the mindset where they call it the Mamba mentality, right? The mindset that he had, and everything was about decision making. The decision that he made to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, the decision that he made to consistently train more than most people in the industry, the decision to make, the decision that he made to continue playing despite being injured, the decisions that he made, every single piece of success was not a coincidence. It was based on a form of decisions. Now, I'll also say this to you guys, is whether you have that Mamba mentality or whether you have a different mentality, where you are right now is based on the form of decisions that you have made. Every single one of us, where we are right now, is because of the decision making, and our power to make the right decisions is what's going to form the future of our lives, is what's going to form whether we are successful or not at whatever it is that we're doing. There was a key thing that was said on that, on that video, which was, I take it into every area of my life. You guys have heard me say this. If you cannot make your bed consistently every single day, you will not have the discipline to make $1 million. You can't make your bed, you ain't going to make $1 million, because it's the same discipline that's required to make your bed is the same discipline to make $1 million. You have to be consistent. You have to make a decision to do it every single day. Now, how many of you today have made your bed? Okay, go ahead and put some 777s in the chat for making your bed. This is a basic thing. This is something that is so basic, but you will be surprised that some people don't do it. It's a discipline. And we have to make decisions. So here's what happens in life. There are different levels of decision making. So the initial decision, right? Now, I want to welcome everybody that's made a decision to come into this amazing academy for money and mindset. You didn't just come for the money. You didn't just come to make money. You came to change the way you think, because if you change the way you think, your bank account's going to change. So you made a decision to come in and accept mentorship in how you can grow your mind, which ultimately is going to help you to grow your money, right? Now, that's the level one decision. Level one decision is saying, okay, I need to do something different. I made up my mind, I'm going to do something different. Put a number 1 in the chat if you have made level 1 decision. Everyone on this call should have been already made that level 1 decision. Now, level 2 is big. Level 2 is when you decide to do something about it. You decide to say, listen, I'm going to pay for what I pray for. So then you've decided to actually put your money where your mouth is, and you've invested, you put yourself in the vicinity of what it is that you say that you want. Because making a decision is one thing, acting on that decision is another. So the second, I want you to put number 2, if you then made the execution of you actually deciding that you need to change. Number 1 is deciding you need to change. Number 2 is then finding that vehicle, that accountability that's going to help, the vehicle that's going to help you to change. Now, number 3 decision is one of the toughest ones that I know, because it hurts. Number 3 is the accountability of change. The accountability of change. So the first one, you said, listen, I need change. I tell you this, when I was at my rock bottom, I was on the floor counting out the debts, and I was like, I need change, Lord. God, I need change. That was the first decision. I accepted it with my mouth. The second decision is when the opportunity came my way for me to change. I took my money out, I took my card out, and I paid for what I prayed for. I went into the opportunity that was going to provide me with the solution to change. Now, the third one is the accountability of the change. This is now where you decide to be consistent. You decide to get the knowledge that you need in order to maintain the change, right? So now you're here, and this is for the, especially if you're brand new, even if you're not brand new, you've made a decision to get started. You've made a decision that your life needs to change. You made a decision that you want to grow or you want to increase, whatever it is, you've made that decision. Now you have to make a decision that this is going to work for you. Now put a number 3 in the chat. You made a decision. There's no quitting. You made a decision that you're going to make it work. Because what happens here is people make decisions to make excuses. Oh, I couldn't do that today. This didn't happen. You have to make a decision. I'm going to make it work. I'll make a decision. I'm going to get myself in the room. I'll make a decision to make sure I go through the stuff. Right? You make a decision. Now, number 4 is you make a decision about what comes out your mouth, the words that you speak. Now you can say words, and I was on Instagram Live today. Quite a few of you guys were on Instagram, and I challenged someone today when they said, I'm struggling. I find, I'm stressed. I'm struggling. I'm confused. You're not confused. You have to make a decision not to use those words. Make a decision. You're not confused. You're not stressed. You're not struggling. It's something new. You are learning something new. This is what it feels like when you learn something new. There's going to be times where you don't fully understand everything. That's how learning how many of us haven't learned anything new probably since school days? Right? So you've gone to school, maybe college, university, and then you went into a full-time job and your learning kind of stopped. You haven't been in a learning environment for a long time. So you have to make a decision with your words to not talk about yourself in that way. Now put a number 4 in the chat if you're ready to start speaking positive over your life. Stop saying words like I'm struggling, I'm stressed, I'm broke, I'm confused, I don't know this stuff. This is the way that you speak is going to attract. It's a decision. You have the decision to choose what you say out of your mouth. It's a decision. It's a decision to hope. Number 1, you got to make sure. You have to make sure that when you're in the room, you stay in the room. Because the words that you say, the decision that the words that come out your mouth, the words will change your life completely, will put you in a way that you're either going to excel or you're going to hold yourself back. What do you tell yourself every day? What's the words that you speak over your life? Now, if you know that's something that you need to work on, and from today it's over, put me in the chat, because we got to challenge this, guys. We got to challenge this. I see in the wealth chat in Discord all the time where we're typing it. It doesn't have to come out your mouth. You're typing it and you're speaking this stuff over yourself, and you don't even realize you're damaging yourself. Stop saying you're confused. You're learning. You're growing. We didn't get taught this stuff. This is something that we're developing every day. And we have to make decisions to speak life. Make decisions to make sure that only positive stuff is coming out of our mouth. That we are in a place of learning. So you see something and you don't quite understand it. Instead of saying words like I'm struggling, right? That's why we have the T word ban, okay? Instead of saying I'm struggling or I'm confused, you say, look, I'm looking at this and I'm figuring out the best strategy to move forward. Has anyone got any tips? Right? We're now speaking about moving forward, not speaking about being confused and stuck and stressed and problems. Stop using those words. Problems. I have a problem. There's problems. You don't realize you're bringing your energy down. You're calling these things towards yourself when you speak those words. Let's be very, 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 intentional about how we speak about ourselves. I'm moving forward. I'm going to the next level. I'm looking at, the next steps for myself. Any advice on how to go forward? So much better than saying I got problems. And you see, when you're aware of it, guys, hear what happens. You start hearing it often. You start hearing it more. And you're like, ooh. At no point at all during that clip do we hear, Kobe say anything about problems. He never said he didn't have no problems. He only had solutions. He only made things work. That if you are somebody that wants massive success, study successful people. The clues are all there. The clues are all there. You have to make a decision. Here's the next one, guys. You got to decide to be an expert in your field. You have to decide to study, show yourself approved. This is not, this game is not for the swift. I see people come and go all the time. I see, that's why I said, it doesn't impress me fast results. What impresses me is those that can stay in the game long enough. Those that can keep themselves inside a space that's going to keep providing them with the freedom and the knowledge. How many of you have seen people, come in, fast results, and next month you're like, yo, where's she at? Where him again? Where they at? No longevity. You gotta make a decision. You have to make that decision to continually study to show yourself approved. Continually make sure you're studying the right people. This is the next one, guys. If you know that studying is something that you need to do, go ahead and put number 5 in the chat, right? I'm always a student. I study. I make sure I'm studying all the time, guys. Studying all the time. Number 6. Now, number 6 is going to hurt. Number 6 is make a decision, okay, to be open and receptive to who God has put in your life to help you grow. I need you to hear this again. Number 6, make a decision to be open and receptive to who God has put in your life to help you to grow. You have to make a decision for that. Now, let's have an honest conversation. How many of you on this call right now struggle with being a mentee, struggle with having, a mentor stretch you, struggle with the tasks that maybe your mentor, puts to? How many of you struggle with that? Because a lot of people take this thing for granted. I see a lot of people online going, my mentor. It's not your mentor. When it's your mentor, you follow what your mentor does. You follow what your mentor says. You study that person. You have to be open and receptive to growing. Now, here's what you want to do. You want to pick somebody that number 1, has results. Number 2, has integrity, okay, has similar morals. Because a lot of time people just say, I want to follow the people that have results. It's not just about results. It's about who that person is. How do they get their results, right? Are they integral? Are the people that you aspire to, to be like? Do they have the results that you desire? Because a lot of the time, all right, what happens is we're studying people that don't have the results that we desire. We have to be very, very intentional about who we're studying. Had a conversation, with one of my sisters, Katrina, yesterday, and we were chopping it up. We were on the phone for a little bit. And I said to her, do you study X and X? Because she has 2 mentors. And she says, no, I only study this one person because they have the results that I desire. This person brought me in, but this person don't have the results. So I put all my mind, I focus on that one person. I focus on that person because that person has the results. I watch every single live. I write down everything. Now, she's earning $25,000 a month. And I'm like, yo, I'm analyzing right now because I'm studying like crazy. But am I really like studying the right people? Am I studying, am I studying too many people? And I was like, yo, I need to just make sure I just keep focused on that one person that I'm studying. I can draw from other people, but I need to, it's hard work to study somebody who has success. It's not, when I say, study, I mean, do you watch all of their lives? Are you on their sessions? Do you watch all their videos on YouTube? Have you seen, read their book, for example? Have you, do you know everything about that person to get into their mind on what they do, how they think, how they behave? Have you really studied that person? Mentorship is no joke. And I want to just take a pit stop here, especially if you're new, especially if you haven't thought about this before, is the first thing you want to ask yourself when you come into this space is how quickly do you want to be independent? Because one of the biggest things I get all the time is people messaging me like, this person didn't tell me this person didn't help me do this person. How quickly do you want to be independent? Tip number one, when you come into the wealth group, there is a section that says new members information. You need to make sure you read all of that section. If you are a new member, if you haven't been, you're not new and you haven't read that section, that's the first place you need to go. You need to read that section that says new members. In fact, I'm going to change the name for it if I can. I'm going to change it, new members read now, right? First thing that we need to do. Okay, it's actually called new members to the family, welcome. I'm going to change it, new members read now, right? It's going to give you everything you need, right, to get yourself started. I'll give you an example. When I got started, okay, within my first month, the person that enrolled me left. What was I going to do? Cry? Or was I just going to make sure that I got myself in a room, make sure I did what I needed to do? Don't ever depend on no one. The person that brought you in, that's their job done. Anything extra is extra. Don't depend on no one to get you paid. Don't depend on no one to feed your kids. Don't depend on no one. You go and get that information. Ask questions. That's the next one, right? You have to make a decision to ask questions. I can tell someone's mindset by the questions that they ask. I'm on Instagram Live and I'm like, guys, who has a question? I can tell the type of, individual. Some people saying quiet, don't have a question. If you're not where you need to be, you should be asking questions. You can't be around somebody that has results that you want and you don't ask questions. That's why I love Amina Michelle. Anytime there's an option to ask a question, she's the first one, hand up. Kimberly, oh my days, that girl, if I look at my phone to see who's called me the most this month, it will be Kimberly. Now you guys will be like, how? She's on live all day. She rings me more times. She speaks to me more than she's on live. Questions, always asking questions, always asking questions, always making sure she can be better. Sends me her back office every day. Sis, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. This is where I want to grow. Any advice? What do you think? This is what I'm doing. This is what I'm... If you don't learn how to ask questions, you will not be in a place that you want to be. Facts. You have to be good at asking questions. People like, they give themselves these words. Oh, I'm shy. I'm introvert. I'm new. I can't do that. If you are not bold, you will get lost in a crowd. You have to open your mouth. Ask questions. It don't matter. Listen, we have to drop pride. We got to make a decision. You either have your pride or you're going to make money. Which one is it? Because you'll be surprised. The question you ask is going to unlock a whole nother level. Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't know this. The power of a question. And so if you don't ask questions, oh no, they're probably busy. Oh, I see Kim, she's on live. I know Amina's got the kids. I know You're going to stay in the back. You're going to stay in the back because you're here to do what you need to do. I didn't hear Kobe saying that he was, worried about what other people were thinking. He was going to get his. So how many of you, right? I have lost count. Number 7, I think it is. How many of you right now know you need to learn to ask questions? You need to learn to start opening your mouth. Go ahead and put 777 in the chat. How quickly do you want to be independent? The quicker you want to be independent is the more questions you're going to ask. So that you don't have to beg no one. You don't have to, you look like you don't know what you're doing. But you're not going to get anywhere if you don't ask questions. There is actually a section inside the wealth chat that says, have a question, ask. How many times you're struggling, you don't really understand what's going on because you haven't asked the question? You got to ask questions. No one's going to ask you, do you have any questions? You have to come forward and ask questions. You have to get what you came for. That's the Mumba mentality. You got to come and get what you came for. Ain't no one going to give it to you. Yes, there's support, but you got to go get the support. How quickly do you want to become independent of the person that brought you in? Now, that doesn't mean that you don't talk to them. As I said, Kimberly talks to me every single day. But if I wasn't to answer her today, she can still go make her money. She knows where to go. She knows how to navigate the back office. She knows what she's doing. So you got to ask yourself, how quickly do you want to become independent? Because if the answer is as soon as possible, then that means you need to be asking more questions. That means you need to be in a place of learning, of saying, you know what, I'm ready to learn. Show me quickly. Show me the fast route. What's the fast route? Now, you got to be ready for the answer. Because if you get an answer now, that's going to stretch you. How many of you, put number 8 in the chat right now, how many of you on this call right now do not ask your mentor questions because you know it's going to stretch you? You avoid asking the question because you don't really want to hear the answer. Now, let's be honest. I know, right? I've been there. Okay? So you have to make a decision. Do you want freedom or do you want to stay in your comfort zone? Right? I used to take it personal. I was like, Nikki, not everyone can be mentored by me. Right? I coach a lot of people, but I don't mentor everybody because not everybody is ready for my mentorship. My job is to level you up. My job is to make you money. My job is to get you free. My job is not to keep you in your comfort zone. And so 9 times out of 10, there's going to be situations where people ain't going to like me because what I'm going to say to them is going to free them. Listen, my job is to make you wealthy. My job is to help you get rich. And if it means that I am going to risk my friendship with you to do so, that is what I'm going to do. And not everybody is prepared for that level of mentorship. Now you have to ask yourself, what level of mentorship do you want? Do you just want a pat on the back and say, okay, take your time? Because this ain't easy. You have to put the work in. You've got to put yourself forward. You need to, do the rounds. You've got to do the reps. If it means 4 a.m. in the morning, if it means, I think someone asked on the call today, I work full time. I don't have time to do Instagram Live. No, you told yourself you don't have time to do Instagram Live. How many hours you work? 8 hours. So what about the other 12? You do have time. You just haven't made a decision to do it. You haven't been intentional about doing it, but you have a lot of time. Maybe you go to sleep 10 o'clock. Maybe you should sleep at 9. Maybe you go to sleep at 9 and you should go to sleep at 10. Maybe you go to sleep at 11. Maybe you need to go to bed at 10 so that you can go to bed at 12 so you can do that extra bit of work. What's the decision making like? What decisions are you making on a daily basis? You deciding to be in environments that's not helping you, or you deciding to push yourself to grow? Because a lot of us find time for the tea. Put a number 1 in the chat if you need to be freed from the tea. How many of you on the phone chatting? Rubbish. Come on. You know, you're on the phone listening to passa, gossip, drama. We ain't got time for that. How many of you need to be free from the friends that's calling you and they ain't saying nothing? How many of you need to be free right now from Netflix? Put a 1 in the chat if you need to be free from something. We're going to free you tonight. Tonight is the night where you make a decision. I need to be free from this. This is not serving me, so I need to let this go. I need to be free. Free me, Lord. Free me, Lord. Free me. I need freedom. 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 You can't sit in that comfort zone and expect to change your life. It's just not going to happen, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I remember when I came in this business and I was like, yo, all I saw was chairman. I didn't see anything else. And you see, my vision made people feel uncomfortable because I was like, listen, chairman is the goal. Chairman is the goal. Oh, I just came into trade. That's fine for you. And that's okay if that's what you came here to do. But you see, I came for chairman and you ain't going to make me feel bad for coming for chairman. You ain't going to make me feel bad for freeing myself. If that's what you want to do, I ain't going to judge you. But don't you judge me because I came here for chairman. You see, what you speak out your mouth, that's what you're going to get. What you say is what you're going to have. But it all starts with that decision making. What are the decisions you're making every day? Are you deciding to go on that session? Are you deciding to make those phone calls? Are you deciding to send out those links? Are you deciding to read the information? Are you deciding to get yourself in a position to ask questions? Are you making the decisions that's going to make you better? Or are you making a decision to sit and accept mediocre? Are you making a decision to sit and accept staying where you are? This is the last day of January. Now, here's what happens on the last day of January. A lot of people made decisions in January 1st. New year, new me. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And by the 31st, it's old you. Old you, old you. Old year, new year, old you. You're back to who you was last year. And we're going to free this up tonight. No old you. It's new you time. It's new money time as well. Bitcoin on sale. It's new money time. All right. It's new you, new year, new you. But you have to have a decision-making process that says, no, focus and fly. It's time to focus and fly now. It's time to focus and fly in February. It's not time to go back to the old you. It's not time to start thinking, okay, maybe this, and maybe you start, the doubts start to creep. We need to dampen them now. What's your decision making like? Are you pressing that button in the trade when you know you shouldn't press the button? Are you getting into the trade too late because you're chasing the market? Are you staying into the trade too long because you don't want to take the loss? What's your decision making like? Or how you do everything is how you do everything. Decision making. Powerful decision making. You got to be powerful when it comes to those decision making. Are you actively deciding to fight for your freedom? So here's what I want to say to you guys, and this is a game plan that I want to give each and every one of you. It's to make a decision to speak to your mentor in the next 24 hours. Whether that be a voice note, whether that be a phone call, whether that be a text message, if it's easier to get down on paper what you need to say. And inside that message, I need you to understand that you are going to lay out, and I've got some of the people that I'm mentoring to send me this already, exactly what it is that you want. What you want out of the partnership. Listen to this. It's a partnership, right? Mentor, mentee is a partnership. So when we have a partnership, this is what I expect from you. This is what you can expect from me. Does your mentor know what your expectations are? Have you communicated what your expectations are? Don't sit there quietly now. Just assuming. It's a partnership. And mentors, for me personally, I'm going to give you some tips because this is how I roll. When it comes to mentorship, and that's why I don't mentor everybody, when it comes to mentorship, first conversations is this. Listen, what's your expectation? Here's my expectation. This is what I expect. This is a situation. This is a partnership. And partnerships mean that we got to trust each other. In good times and in times where things need to be adapted. That means not going ghost. That means not going silent. When I'm messaging you, you're ignoring me because you're going through something. We don't play that game over here. I ain't going to play the ghost chaser. I ain't no ghost chaser. I'm not going to be calling down your phone like a ghost chaser. We ain't playing that game. We're going to have a two-way communication. I must respect you. You're going to respect me. We don't have no drifting in this partnership. It's a partnership. So when we have this connection, here's what I promise to you. But here's what we're going to do. There needs to be a two-way communication. You got to communicate with me. You doing something? You let me know. You're making decisions? Let me know. Let me know your journey so I can be a part of that journey. I'm not going to chase you to ask you what's going on. You got to come to me. You got to make sure that I know what's going on for you. It's a partnership. How many of you on this call right now know that the worst thing that someone can do when you're reaching out to them is ignore you? Like, you're like, hold up, what's going on? Communication is so poor. How many of you outside, not even just in business, when you're messaging someone and they don't get back to you, what does that do to the way that your relationship progresses? It's so frustrating. It's annoying. It's children's games. We're grown-ups here. We communicate. We have conversations. Why are we playing the ghost chaser? Who's got time for that? So when we have this partnership, let's set out the standards. This is what I expect. Listen, I'm going to give you this. If you have any, any situations where you can't complete this, then you need to come back to me. This is where we're at. This is what we're going to be doing. What's your goals? What do you want to achieve? Let me help you set a game plan so you can do this. But let's have that two-way communication. The worst thing anyone can do is when they're going through obstacles that need to be overcome is go silent and run ghost. That's the worst thing you can do. That's where you need your mentor more. That's where you need to speak more. That's where you need to ask questions more. Not go ghost and hide around and shut the curtains and start singing Celine Dion, My Heart Will Go On, right? That's not what you need. You need to speak to your mentor and say, hey, I need some solutions right now. I need some solutions. I need breakthrough. That's how you get to the next level, by learning. You don't learn in the good times. You learn in times of, overcoming. Got to be transparent. And leaders, this is where we build people up. This is an opportunity to build people up. You're not just, speaking to people when you need them. You're speaking to them to help them get to the next level. How's your family? What's going on in your house? Right? What's happening for you? The people that I mentor, I know their life inside out, the good, the bad, the ugly. We have that two-way respect level where I can't help you if I don't know how you're thinking. So you have to have that honest transparency. You got to build that relationship. Relationship building is so important. This is a people business, which means you have to get to know each other. You got to be transparent. You got to be able to build that relationship. The very first thing that I can tell you guys is this, especially if you're starting afresh or you're new. Two things you want to make sure you do. Number one, personal development. Success is going to be near to impossible if you don't grow as a person, if you don't start to change the way you think. Personal development is going to be so important for you. Every day we have mindset sessions. I'm doing sessions Monday and Thursdays. Okay, you must be on these calls. You must make sure that you invest time into your personal development. When your personal development is where it needs to be, you will make the money. The money will come after. If you chase the money, that means it's running away from you. I don't chase money, I attract it. There's a big difference, right? So you don't want to be chasing the money. You want to attract the money. And the way that you become attractive to money is by growing your mind. Because when you grow your mind, it's going to give you the moves. It's going to allow you to be strategic rather than chasing the bag. This is a long-term thing. You got to tell yourself, this is going to take me between 12 to 18 months to build my business, to really make sure that I got a foundation. Where some of us haven't been in an industry like this before. We haven't been in situations where we're understanding money. So we're having to do the work. If you look at this like a get rich quick or 30 days challenge or whatever it is, and you look at it at, you ain't going to see massive success. And that's just the honest truth. I'm just being honest. You have to give yourself 12 to 18 months to solidify your foundation, to give yourself that knowledge and that growth, to retrain the mind on some of the old paradigms we were taught growing up. So my advice to you guys is inside the mindset section, you will see our standards of what we do every day. Mind work, heart work, phone work. Mind work is to build the mind. Heart work is your goals and building up what's passionate in your heart. And phone work is your money. Watch that video. It is inside the mindset. It is also on my YouTube. Watch that clip and watch it every single day. Ask yourself, what am I going to do with my mind? What am I going to do with my goals? How am I going to use my phone today to make me money? Every single day. That is what you should be doing with your mind. Every day. Find someone to study and study them. Study the way they think, study the way they move, study the things they do, study who they edify, study what's going on. And study that person. Be intentional about it. Ask questions. The person who, let me tell you this, the person who asks the most questions and the person who tells their story the most makes the most money. How often are you telling your story? How often are you sharing what you've been through? Right? How often are you, asking questions. The person who asks the most questions, the person who shares their story the most, is the person that makes the most money. I've touched on communication, but you got to have communication with yourself. Communication with yourself is so important. I'd say it's even more important than the communication with others. How do you communicate with yourself? How are you speaking about yourself? How are you speaking to yourself? How are you telling yourself? What do you look like? What is your appearance to yourself? Because confidence is what's going to get you success. You have to be confident in who you are. You're going to be confident in your flaws, confident in your skill sets. Some of you go to dinner with your family members and you don't even share you got a business because you're not even confident in your own business. You're not confident in yourself because you're looking at today. You're not looking at the future. When I started this business, I was like, yo, girl, I am setting up a multi-million-pound business right now. This is $1 trillion industry. I want some money makers to come with me. I didn't say that's how much I was earning now. I said, this is my vision. You see, visionaries are the ones that make money. Visionaries are people that can show people where we're going. This is what's happening. This is the moves that we're making. Yo, we're off to Barcelona in April. We have, a London event coming, multi-millionaires flying all over the world. Like, you want to be a part of this. Like, listen, this business that I'm doing right now, multi-million-pound business coming up, multi-million-dollar business. I'm linking with softwares that's teaching you how to, get into trillion-dollar industries. I'm in a trillion, like, we're in some big numbers over here, and some of you downgraded and diluting your business. You're in $1 trillion a day industry. $7.7 trillion. And you ain't saying those numbers? Like, yo, what kind of numbers you talking about around the dinner table? Because my industry is a $7.7 trillion industry, and I'm growing a multi-million-pound business right now. Like, my projections for the next 3 years are over multi-millions. Who's going to tell me I'm lying? Listen, whatever you say is what's going to happen. So how much are you really expressing about the future of your business? How much are you expressing about where you're going? Or you sitting down shy around the dinner table because you scared what your people's going to think. You scared what everybody's talking about, so you don't even speak about it. You got a business. Confidence. You got to be confident about what you're doing. You'll be confident and bold about, you've just started a business. You should be setting up your launch, ready to tell the world, ready to get yourself in a position to really win big. Facts. Someone asked me today on Instagram, like, how much money do I need to trade? And I was like, if you're asking that question, trading right now isn't for you. What you should be doing is getting yourself a cash flow so you have money to trade, because trading takes money. If you don't have money, you need a cash flow. If you don't have money to put in a market, and I'm not talking £100, $100, $500, I'm saying if you don't have at least 1,000, 2,000 to put in your trading account, and you don't have a regular cash flow, your concern should be getting yourself a regular cash flow. Go get yourself some residual income. That's what you need, so that you have enough money to put in your trading account, so you're not trading and sweating. You're not trading and fretting. I've seen some people in the chats like, oh my gosh, I'm minus £2. I'm like, £2 and you're sweating? What's going on over here, girl? No. We need to get you some residual income, baby, because if we're sitting there at 3 o'clock in the morning talking about minus £2, then we have an issue. So we need to make sure that we've really got the mindset of a business person. You have the mindset of somebody that's like, listen, I'm not leaving no money on the table. I'm grabbing these bags. We need some business people to rise up. Don't look at this as like, it's separate entities. You are a business owner. You have created a business. And how much are you really stepping forward for your business? Are you marketing your business? Are you talking about your business? Are you excited about your business? Are you excited about your future? Because the energy that you put off is what other people are going to attract. That's what they're going to see. And if you don't like who you're attracting, then you got to ask yourself why you're attracting those types of people. Why are you attracting those types of people that don't believe in entrepreneurship? Why are you attracting those type of people? It could be by what you're saying. It could be by the energy that you're putting out. So you have to reflect on what it is that you're putting out there so that you are attracting the right people into your life, where you don't have to be fake, where you don't have to pretend to be somebody else. Now, here's the last thing I'm going to say before we wrap up this call, and this is very, very important. Very, very important. And I heard this from David I was on his live the other day. If you missed that live, I definitely encourage you to watch it. Here's what he said. He said, someone asked, how do you determine who you mentor? And he said two things. Number one, how they deal with success. Number two, how they deal with failure. And I didn't realize until he put it like that, that's how I choose who I mentor. And in a way, it's the Mamba mentality. So some people, when they get a little success, they get a title, they get money, they get a little bit of edification. They either grow more in humility or ego. All of a sudden, it's me. They don't forget their mentor. They stop edifying certain situations. Now they need that edification. If they don't get edification, they're mad. I once had somebody message me and say, Nikki, you didn't say happy birthday to me in all the groups. You only said it in one group. I'm like, hold up. Whoa, red flag, big red flag. I said, whoa, we need to work on a mindset there, baby girl. But then we have the other side, how people act in adversity, how you act when there's, how do you deal with challenges? Because if you crumble with challenges, I know that, yeah, there's a disconnect here. I want to work with people that adapt, overcome, and win. I don't want to work with people that crumble under challenges. I don't want to work with people that start speaking negative the minute an obstacle comes their way. No, we're going to find a way. We're going to find a solution. Hey, Nikki, this is a situation, but here, I'm ready to find a solution. What's your suggestions? So how do you deal with success? How do you, when someone's this is one rule of edification, and I pick it up all the time. When someone edifies you, you edify them back. That's the rule of edification. And so when you get edification and you don't edify back, I'm like, okay, cool. You like edification, but you don't give out edification. Edification is a way to really test. And David talks about testing people before you really decide to mentor them. It's not testing in a way to trick them. It's just test to see, okay, let me give you a little leverage. Let me give you a little limelight and let's see how you deal with that. Do you disrespect me? Do you dishonor me? Or does it keep, or does it give you that more humility? So really challenge yourself, because you also want to be attractive to what you want to attract. If you realize, because think about it, you're mentoring thousands of people. Who are you going to speak to most? Those that contact you most, those that ask you the most questions, those that, seem to follow the process. Because here's the thing. If we have some, everybody knows the standard, 10 stories a day, one post, Instagram live, going on a session, it's very standard. These are the standards every single day. If you want to grow your business, these are the standards. 10 stories, one post, one Instagram live a day, right? Standard. If I mentor you and you don't follow the standards, we have not much more to talk about. I'm not going to give you private training when the public training you're not executing. So you have to make sure you're a student to the person that you want to mentor you. Are you following their strategies? Do you know their strategies? Are you attractive for them to mentor you? A mentor, all they want is a story, right? How many of us are celebrating Lavinia right now to know that she came in, followed the blueprint. She is an example, guys, of someone that adversity hit her left, right, and center. And this woman continued to stay positive, continued to trust in her mentorship, continued to adapt, overcome, and win. And now we are celebrating her becoming an educator in the #1 education platform in the world, teaching 400,000 students across the world. That's what a mentor wants to hear. A mentor wants to see that a mentee of theirs gets success. That's the only way you can repay your mentor. You cannot repay your mentor by anything else other than success. Your mentor wants to see that you are getting success from the teachings they are giving you. Facts. And if they don't see you applying, it's like you're wasting their time. So what game are we playing here? And we celebrate Lavinia. We celebrate her hugely because no, she didn't have it easy. But here's the thing. The story didn't come before we saw the proof that the success was there. Because if we'd have talked about all the things that she was going through, that's complaining. You talk about it after, when you achieve what you need to achieve, and you say, guys, look, this is what I was going through at that time, but look now, this is where I am. But if you start moaning now, you ain't even got the success yet. What's the good news story? It's just moaning. So you have to be attractive for the mentor to find you. I didn't personally bring Kimberly in, but she was attractive. You know why? From day one, she was messaging me, asking me questions. She said, Nikki, what do I need to do to make at least $1,000 a month residually? And I said to her, are you coachable? Are you teachable? She said, yes, Nikki. And I sent her some videos. I said, implement everything in these videos within no time. Book. Now she's about to hit P2. Just like that. She's probably one of the fastest that have implemented straight away. Some others need to work on their mind first, the confidence, okay? Maybe had to overcome some things. But can you be coachable and teachable straight off the back, straight away? Because that's going to cut out some of your time that you waste. If you can just follow the mentor's words rather than you being in your own head, all of a sudden things begin to make sense. So the delay is in your lack of coachability. The delay is in your lack of taking massive action. You have to decide. It's a decision to follow your mentor. It's a decision. Because no one wants to be around a complainer. Let's be honest. No one wants to be around people that make them feel bad, that moan all the time. No one wants that. We do it in life. If somebody's always calling you moaning, what do? You look at the phone like, I'm not going to talk to them. Not today. You want to be attractive so that the people that you're around, right now, listen, guys, the next few days, I'm going to be hanging with a billionaire. Yeah? Billionaire. I attract them things in my life. You know why? Because I got to be attractive to a billionaire. I have to be attractive. I have to go for what I want. I have to make sure I'm in the room. How many of you made a decision to be in the room in February 15th? How many of you are in the room? How many of you have that ticket February 15th? How many have your ticket? I want you to put 15 in the chat if you've made a decision to be in the room on February 15th. If you are in the UK and you have not made a decision to be in a room, you don't want success. I'm just going to say it straight. I have to be around wealthy people. I have to be around people that have the results. Now, here's a question. How many people are you bringing with you? Because that's level one, right? That's level one. Level two is how many people are you bringing with you? Because this is about a surrounding. Here's one thing. I don't want to be around broke people. So if I'm making money, I need my best friends to be making money with me. Because when I'm booking flights, I ain't looking to catch no feelings when they're saying, oh, I can't afford to go first class. And I need my people to make money too. I need them to have the similar mindset. So I'm going to make sure that my people are with me, especially the ones I love. Because listen, I don't want to leave you behind, sis, but this is big. And I'm going to be booking some flights next year and we're going first class. I need to make sure you got your coins up. So you need to come with me to this event. You don't go by yourself. You know, my first event, I went by myself because my people didn't have the mentality. Some of them had to drop off. They didn't have the mentality. I wasn't going to miss my spot because they didn't have the mentality. But the second event, I made sure I never went there by myself. How many of you have ticket to West Palm Beach? Go ahead and just type March in the chat, right? How many of you got a ticket to West Palm Beach? I'll be there, Kalila. I can't wait to see you guys. Yes, I cannot wait. You see, this is about decision making, guys. I don't care. Nothing is stopping me, okay, from being in the right rooms. Yes, Gary, I'll be seeing you there as well. Dr. Marcia, the whole shebang, the whole gang. All right. How many of you made a decision? Who's got their Barcelona ticket? Who's coming Barca? Go ahead and put B in the chat, right? Make a decision. I'll see you guys. Make sure you're in the Barcelona group chat. It is lit up in there. We welcome Chantel today. Yes, girl made a decision. All right, you have to be in the room, right? Make sure you're in the room. Don't miss out this stuff. Don't miss. Events is where you're going to network. Events is where you're going to be inspired. Events is elevate vision, eliminate negative thoughts. That's what events stand for. Elevate vision, eliminate negative thoughts. You have to be in the room. And I tell you this, I told my closest, this is going to be the last year that I'm going to be traveling first class without you. Because I only roll first class, which means you got to level up this year. That means you better go chairman this year. That means you better level up your trading account this year, because you are going to see a bag of us on these first class flights. And if you haven't put the work in, we're going to see next year who didn't put the work in. Because you're going to see who's not with us. And you're going to go, uh-oh, they didn't put the work in. And unfortunately, this is how life is. You get left behind. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. This is not, I'm not going to brush it over. The fact is next year, we're going to be rolling deep. This is prophecy right now. Next year, it's going to be, yo, Kim, yo, Tosin, yo, Amina, yo, Gary, yo, Auntie Ann. I'm going to be like, listen, we're booking a flight next week. First class, bring out your card. Now, I don't know who for who, right? I'm just saying, you better have your bags, because I ain't gonna be paying for no one. I don't want to roll with no broke people. It's a mindset. So you have to make a decision if you're going to be rolling with us, because I'm telling you this, no broke pockets are going to be able to afford the lifestyle that we're about to do over here. So you have to make a decision to put the work in now, so you don't get left behind. You're going to see it on the gram. You're going to see it in the group chats, and you're going to be like, oh, why didn't I just put the work in? Because I would have been with them. Put the work in, guys. I can't stress it enough. Put the work in. Make the sacrifice. Have the Mamba mentality. Get it done. Don't worry who's supporting you. Don't worry who's not supporting you. Don't worry who did. Sometimes we're thinking about they, them over there. Who over there? Where they at? Where they live? How much money they got? Usually it's broke people that's putting you down. You ain't got time to be worrying about what broke people think. Go and get your bags. Go and do what you need to do. Get it done, and get it done today. Put the work in, guys. Make a decision to put the work in. Put the work in. Someone say, put the work in. I'm getting fired up now as we close out this call. Put the work in. Put the work in. Work. And when you put the work, you're going to live like most people never live in their life. And they're going to be at work. When you don't have to work. Right now, they were laughing at me when I was putting in the work. But guess what? Now I don't work. Now I don't have a job. And that's what you want to do. Put the work in now so you can live the life that most people will never live in their life. Most people will never live the life that you live when you just put the work in. 12 to 18 months, solid grind, work, phone calls, work, launches, work, opportunity calls, work, show the plan, work, private meetings, work. Put the work in. All of a sudden, you're like, yo, come on, somebody. Put the work in now, because I tell you, you're going to have FOMO. I'm prophesying it right now. Some people are going to have FOMO. When they see us catching these flights, they're going to be catching feelings because they can't afford to come. And I'm telling you right now that this is not a time where we're going to be like, oh, let's just take coach because most people. No, I'm taking first class. My back not good. I need first class. I am not going coach. I'm not going basic. I'm not watering myself down because I want, no. Put the work in. Work. Who's ready to put the work in with me, guys? Who is ready to put the work in? I don't want to hear no excuses. 24 hours, every single one of us have in a day. And it's time to put the work in. Do not get left behind. I'm not angry, I'm just passionate, right? Do not get left behind. This is a warning. There's going to be people that came in after you that hear this word and run. You'll be like, what? I brought her in. Yeah, she's on the first class flight with us and you catching feelings. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Ain't no one hanging around waiting. No one's going to hang around and wait for you. You got to put the work in. Work harder than everybody else. You came in, work harder than everybody else. When everyone else is sleeping. Listen, I'm using Kimberly as an example because it's easy. You guys see her online all the time. The consistency to the point sometimes she's sick. You have to put the work in if you want to get the results. Don't wait for no one, guys. So the homework today is this. Message your mentor. Let them hold you accountable to something. Tell them what you want to do. Tell them the work that you're willing to put in. Tell them what you want them to do to hold you accountable. How do they hold you accountable? Build that partnership and say, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm going to do it. And I need you to hold me accountable to this because I don't want to be left behind on the flight. I don't want people to be taking flights without me. I don't want to be not in the room. If you haven't purchased your ticket to the event, get your tickets. Bring some people with me. That with you, they say that you earn an extra $1,000 a year for every person that you bring to an event. So you want to go chairman, 100 people coming with you across all events. It's time to put the work in. It's time to get to work. I'm excited about this, guys. So remember, just a reminder,